A biblical story inspired by Isaiah 58 verse 14. Verse summary. Isaiah 58 verse 14. Isaiah 58 verse 14 teaches that when a person truly honors God through right living, showing compassion, walking in obedience, and putting God first, three things follow. Joy in God that is stable and deep. Elevation above struggles and limitations. Access to divine inheritance. A life marked by provision, favor, and purpose. It's a principle. Alignment with God leads to upliftment by God. Title: Lifted to higher ground. There was a man named Eliab who lived in a dry and struggling village. Every year, he fasted, prayed loudly in public, and spoke about God, but his life never changed. His crops failed, his joy faded, and frustration grew inside him. One day, an old traveler passed through the village. Watching Eliab pray in the marketplace, he said, "Your voice is loud, but your life is not aligned." Eliab was offended at first, but later that night, the words troubled him. He began to reflect, not on how much he prayed, but on how he lived. He realized he had ignored the poor at his gate, spoken harshly to his workers, and honored God with words, but not with actions. The next morning, something shifted. He began to live differently. He shared his food with the hungry. He treated his workers with fairness. He stopped seeking attention and started seeking truth. Days passed, then weeks. Something unexpected began to happen. Not around him at first, but within him. A deep, steady joy replaced his frustration. Even when things weren't perfect, his heart felt at peace. Soon after, the rains came, stronger than they had in years. His land, once dry, began to flourish. His crops grew in abundance, and people from other villages came by from him. But more than that, Eliab noticed something greater. He was no longer striving to rise. He had been lifted. One evening, standing on a hill overlooking his thriving fields, Eliab remembered the traveler's words. Now he understood. It wasn't the noise of his religion that moved God. It was the alignment of his life. And as the sun set, he whispered, "God has brought me to the heights, not by my effort, but by his hand." From that day forward, Eliab lived not for appearance, but for alignment. And he continued to walk in joy, elevation, and abundance. Message from the story. God responds to authentic alignment, not empty performance. Real transformation begins inside before it shows outside. When your life lines up with God, He lifts you in ways you cannot achieve alone.